Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. And I'm not gonna do an intro. This is going to be a one-day vlog. And I'll be honest, I was not prepared to have any video because I'm not feeling my best. But I did want to still have some type of content for you guys. And so I'm doing a one-day vlog in the midst of a migraine attack. And I have now been in this attack for it's been a week in 2 days. A week and 2 days. I can tell you guys how long that's been though, hour wise, because I have my migraine app going. So it's been 7 days, 21 hours, 59 minutes that I have been in this attack. Okay. It started last Thursday when I went to my appointment around 11 something in the morning, right? 11 o'clock, 11:03 a.m. And I'm still in the midst of it, but this is by far the worst attack I have been in because I have had lots of motion sickness, light sensitivity, and I know you probably like, well, why you got the lights on? Obviously, I have something to do today and I have to be in the midst of the lights. I have been wearing sunglasses majority of the time. However, what I have to do requires me to do some reading, and so I can't wear my sunglasses because my sunglasses are not prescriptive, and so I need to wear my eyeglasses. And so, yeah, I have had really bad motion sickness, light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, nausea, vomiting. My left side of my body has been going numb and tingling. And let's just say it's been one of the most scariest times of my life with this migraine. I have almost fainted several times, and it has not been the most fun. And I have learned so much these past couple of months about migraines, about the 4 different phases of migraines. Like, I normally don't really care to learn about, like, I know migraines come with so much, but I've taken the time to actually learn about the different phases and stuff like that. And there's like, it's a lot that goes into it. And most people think that it's just a headache. Some people get migraines without headaches. Some people get migraines with auras. I have migraines with auras, which is basically like visual disturbances or sensory auras. It's just a lot. And I have a combination of everything. And this time it's just really gotten to its height. And I've just gotten back on my medication last week. And so it's crazy that I've gotten back on my medication, but my body just like went haywire. And so it's kind of like you also get PMS symptoms, but for migraines. And so like my body gets hot a lot. I get irritable. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. And so it has been the worst, to the point, like, even when I went to go get my son, I felt like I was going to pass out. And so like I had to walk really slow. I tried to take a shower. Well, I did take a shower and I almost passed out twice in the shower, which was scary because no one would have known. And so like I had to stop 2 times while taking the shower to like take my breath and pause. And so I just messaged my doctor and I'm waiting to hear back. The only thing is my previous neurologist, she also suffered from migraine. So she was very understandable and she was all about taking all the supplements instead of really worrying about the medication. I switched neurologists because all of my medical stuff is at the same place I'm getting like my doctor's appointments and stuff like that, where I had my baby girl and stuff like that. And so this neurologist is all about medical, not medical, but medicines and stuff like that. And so we'll see. I may swap back to my old neurologist depending on how she goes with this. There are other medications that I can take. I'm already on my second acute medication, if that makes sense. I've tried one prior to the one I'm on now, and the first one didn't work with my body. Like, my body had a weird reaction to it, and so I'm on the second one now. There are other types that I can take, and outside of pill forms, there are like shots that you can take. You can take shots once a month. You can take shots on a regular as a rescue medication, but every person I've seen take the shots cry. And so it's like I'm not a needle person, and so that's not the route I want to go. I know some people get Botox. I'm not into that type of thing, and that requires needles. And so it's a lot. Right now, the light is bothering me, but it is what it is. I have to push through because I have to attend an event at 12 o'clock online. It's an online event I have to attend at 12. And I have to read a poem, which means I have to have my light on, obviously. I do have the light facing like downwards, not directly towards me, but it's still bothering me. And then I do have to look at my screen. I'm actually going to try to write my poem in this book. And so I do have a book out right now with a pen to actually write the poem onto the book. And so I'm going to pull it up on my iPad so that I can do that. So I have a whole bunch of poems. I actually started getting back into writing. If you guys don't know, I'm a writer. Outside of like writing books and stuff, I've grown up writing. I love writing. Writing is like an escape for me. And so I grew up writing stories, poetry, little plays and stuff growing up. And I wanted to get back into writing. Writing is like my first love, honestly, outside of reading. And yeah, I write a poem for this event almost every year. And it's an event for survivors of sexual and domestic abuse. And I wrote a poem called The Unfolding and Reclaiming. And yeah, it's an event that every year I write a poem, and it kind of helps me get back into writing. And so yeah, I'm going to try to write it out on here so I don't have to stare at the screen all day. So yeah, so that is a plan. I'm gonna try to vlog as much as I can today. So yeah, also I need to update in my planner. I also have therapy at 4 today. I did make me a coffee this morning. I have the Nescafe Gold Blonde. I also want to get the decaf in the intent, so I'm gonna get that. And I also found a new brand of syrups that I want to try, Da Vinci Gourmet syrups. I prefer the Monin brand of syrups, but I have to order those from Monin brand, like the Monin. I have the Serrani, but they don't make lavender, I don't think. Or if they do make lavender, I'm not a big fan of their lavender. I can't remember. I love the Monin lavender, but I want to try the Da Vinci lavender because they're cheaper, I think, than Monin. I'm not really sure, but they're on Amazon, so I'm gonna try them out. So good. So baby girl sleeping. So I do want to update in my planner really quick, and then try to transfer over my poem. I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poems, and then I also, so I'm working on, I don't want to call them sermons, but I'm working on 2 teachings. One on Psalms 23 and 4, which I have the notes down for it. And I don't know if I'm going to make it a 2-part teaching or condense it into one teaching, but it's going to be on walking through the valleys with God. And I really could make it a 2-part teaching, but I'm just gonna go through my notes again and see, because I have 2 titles I could go with. I have a lot of points that I could really operate with, and so I'm really just gonna read through everything again and see if it could just be 2 separate teachings. But it's really on Psalm 23 and 4, which is even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So I'm working on a sermon / teaching on that. It might be a 1-part or 2-part series. And then I'm also doing one on, I can't think. And that's another thing with these migraines. I have literally been so forgetful, or just, I space out and I don't like it. Like I like literally can think of what I want to do, get ready to go do it, and when I get to my destination, I forget what it is. So I'm gonna pull it up because there's another one that I've been working on. And like I said, they're like teachings. I don't want to say sermons, but they're like teachings that I've been working on because I really want to do more teachings. I don't know why I'm not logged into my accounts. That's weird. That's a little weird. Sorry guys, give me 1 second to log in. Oh, the other one is going to be on moving in the midst of pain, like trusting God in the midst of pain. And so those are like 2 teachings, aka slash sermons that I'm working on. And so yeah, I've just been moving, writing and stuff like that, even in the midst of everything that's going on. It's it's absolutely crazy what's going on. And it's like one hit after the other. And part of me just wants to like get in the bed, curl up and just be like bleh, but I can't. So yeah, I am going to update my planner first, get into my poem because it's 9:12. The event is at 12, and I do my poem at 12:20. My son also has a half a day today, so he gets out at 12:30. Hubby goes to work today at 1:30 because he works from 3 to 11. On Fridays, he works 3 to 11. And then Monday to Thursday, until further notice, he works from 6:30 to 2:30. And then I also want to catch up on my Bible study. That's what I was supposed to be telling you guys. So I am in Alexis Ashley's book club, A Love for Jesus. If you don't know, click the eye to go to her channel. We're currently, the first book club we did Dietrich Bonhoeffer's The Cost of Discipleship, which was great. I read that book 5 stars. This time for book club, we're doing Revelation, which is a 10-week study that we're doing. We're mainly using Jen Wilkin's Bible study for that, and we're doing week 1 as of now. We have our first meeting on October 16th. We started on the 6th, this past Monday. And week 1 is literally just studying Revelation chapter 1, verses 1 to 3, and watching the introduction the introduction video pretty much. And so I did do that part. And then we're also using the Daily Grace Revelation study as well as like a daily devotional. And I only did day 1. I did really answer the questions, honestly. I did read it though and highlight for day 1, but I have not done day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 because of the migraine and stuff like that. So I do want to catch up on that and answer the questions. And so that is the plan. I also did read through commentaries and stuff like that, Bible studies and stuff, study Bibles. Yeah, study Bibles. And I want to write down my notes inside of a journal so that I have all my notes together. So I'm going to do that. I am going to pull out my Spirit-Filled Life Bible from Thomas Nelson. The editor for that was Jack W. Hayford. That was a Bible I used to pull out a lot at the beginning. And so I want to go back into that Bible because I really do love that Bible and just the things that Jack Hayford shares. I also want to try the NET Bible Full Notes edition. I do want to grab my ESV Journaling Study Bible as well as the Life Application Study Bible. And I might grab 2 other study Bibles for this study. I just don't know what, because I have so many Bibles. I may do the Reformation Study Bible, and because that one is a good Bible that I have, and I haven't really got a chance to like dive into it with any studies. So that one I might do. I just have it in a hardcover edition. I might do that one. And I'm thinking the MacArthur LSB Study Bible, but I also want to do the Tony Evans. Yeah, also because those are like readily available to me. But obviously I'm going to be using my Thomas Chain Reference Bible, and I'm also going to pull out my dates as well, just because I like those Bibles. And so I am going to be utilizing a lot of Bibles and condensing them into one notebook. The notebook I have is pretty thin, and so I think I am going to make an order on Amazon today. So I'm probably going to add a thicker notebook. And I know Alexa actually literally just did a haul on her last video, and she added a thick notebook to her haul. And so for this haul, I am ordering a new backdrop stand and a beige backdrop because I do miss making my videos with the backdrop stand and the backdrop. I have a backdrop stand and I do use it for my like top down videos. The problem is though, I only have one of the stands, like one pole because it broke, and that's why when I do my videos, you never really see it because one of the stands broke. I had to get innovative when using it. So yeah, I am also getting me some icy hot. I recently went, and I probably will include that later on in the day before I end this video, some of the things I've gotten from my migraines. But I got some icy hot and some biofreeze, and y'all, top tier for my migraines. It has been helping me so much. The biofreeze gel roll on and the icy hot, I got it in the nighttime with the lavender scent. I have a lot of tension in my neck when it comes to my migraines, like right in the back of my neck and right on the sides. Like even here, I can feel the tension and it's like knots. And I really want to go get a massage right in my neck area to just get those kinks and stuff out. But I love the lavender, but I don't want to use it during the daytime because sometimes the lavender can trigger my migraines. And so I want to get regular icy hot because I also bought a migraine headache stick, and it's basically just I don't even know how to describe it. It's like an essential oil stick. It has lavender, spearmint, mint, coconut oil, and some other scents. And like you put it on your temples and your forehead, and it has like this cooling, minty sensation. But you can also do that with icy hot. However, I don't want to put the lavender one on my forehead because it smells like lavender and it can trigger me. So I want to get regular icy hot. So I'm gonna do that. Um, I'm gonna get 2 more of those migraine relief only cure icy migraine caps thingies. I'm gonna get another one as well. I'm gonna get these. I didn't know that they made migraine relief eyeglasses. They are FL41 rose tinted glasses, and then there's these FL60 brown tinted glasses that help for migraine sufferers. That's literally what it's called. And so I'm gonna try those out because a lot of people with migraines that I watched said that those help. And so I'm actually gonna try them out first before I go and get prescriptive ones because I did price them out. They're about $55 and up. I'm gonna get them on Amazon because I've seen how much they actually cost. They can really range anywhere from, like, if you just go to like an actual place that make them for migraine wearers, they can cost anywhere from $300 and up. If you get them prescriptive from like Zenny Optical or anywhere, they can be like $55 and up for prescription wearers. It can get really pricey, and so I'm just gonna get them a double pack off of Amazon, cheap, for like $40, and see how they work for my eyes. And if they work well enough, I will then get prescriptive ones, not the $600, $300 ones. I'm just not doing it, but I will get a $50 pair. I'm gonna get some loop earplugs. I heard a lot of things about loop, and because I do have sound sensitivity sometimes with my migraines, I figured why not just get a loop pair of earplugs. And so, yeah, I forgot what I said I was going to add to my cart. See, I forgot that quick. Oh, a notebook. See, I forgot that quickly. That's the problem. I literally, my brain is just not, it ain't there. I was going to get a CS. Another thing with migraines sufferers is that sometimes you can have speech issues. So you can have a hard time saying what you need to say. You can have a hard time speaking. Some people slur their speech. Some people literally have stroke-like symptoms. Like it, migraines suck, okay? They suck. And on one hand, I'm 100% grateful that I don't have terrible migraines. Like 100% grateful. And on the other hand, it is still terrible. Like it's still terrible that I go through these things. Like I pray for those who really have it bad because I've seen people that have it really bad. Um, like there are different types of migraines, just like there's type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. There are different type of migraines, right? I can't pronounce the names. I think it's hemiplegic migraines where people literally, like, their entire body goes weak. They can literally just fall out on the floor for migraines. There are people who have vestibular migraines. It's it's crazy. I don't know what else to say, but it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go do what I need to do, add a notebook to my Amazon cart, and keep it pushing. I don't know what I was gonna see. My brain is just not braining right now. And I need to make some payments as well. I got messages about that because the payments didn't go through because I ain't make them yet. So I am probably gonna buy me some Sony headphones as well. I don't know what was out. Y'all, I'm not there right now. And I really don't even know why I'm making this video, but I'm making it. And so we making the video. It's all right. We making it. We gonna push through, and it's gonna be all right. Let me look at these sizes. I don't want an 8.5 by 10. I don't want a big notebook, but I don't want an A5 either. A B5 is just fine. So I guess I'll go with the 18.99. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I added that in there because I don't really want a big notebook. I just need something small enough to add all my notes in. All right, we'll see. But let me get started, and I'll come back to you guys in a few. I forgot to update y'all. On my reading, and so let me do that really quick. So let me go to Goodreads really quick. I am currently reading The Reckoning at Gossamer. I'm currently reading that, and I think once I get to the 50% mark, I am going to start another book. I tried to start reading it. I didn't get that far. I really did. I'm 7% of the way through. I don't even know, chapter 4, and I think this is honestly a book I'm probably just going to listen to on audio because it sounds like it's going to be a fast-paced read, and I don't really want to read it physically. And so I'm probably just going to listen to it as an audiobook, which I don't think I've ever. Well, no, I did do that for another book. I think for the rest of the series of the Secrets of the Hidden Scroll by M.J. Thomas, that middle grade series that I'm reading, that's just going to probably be a strictly audiobook series because as cute as it is, I don't really see me wanting to like physically read it as an ebook. And so that might just be an audiobook series for me. But I've never, like, as an adult book, I don't think I've ever just wanted to listen to an audiobook. And so for this book, I have a physical copy of it. And so if I ever wanted to go back and read it, I could do that. But the ebook version, especially because I'm dealing with these migraines, yes, I could get triggered from the audiobook, but I could put it on a very, very low volume and listen to it rather than me reading it and then my eyes bugging out. And so, yeah, I do, like I said, I do have it here. I didn't get far because my eyes was like bugging out. And so I'm only 7% in. It says I have 4 hours to go. And so honestly, if I could even finish it today, I would. And then I'll move on to the book about Emlyn, DuLaine by Lindsay A. Franklin. And so, yeah. So far, that one, like I said, 4 chapters in, the book sound absolutely psychotic. I don't know what the heck going on. All I know is an obituary got sent about a deacon. The deacon ends up dead. And everybody going crazy. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. Honestly, I got a suspicion about somebody, but I don't want to say it's that person just because that person is kind of awkward. So we'll see. I'm also like, okay, so this happened in like the past. And so like in present day, I'm kind of trying to figure out how this female is like, yo, my brain, y'all, I'm sorry. My brain is not computing anything. Oh my gosh. I really just want to cry because I'm trying to literally get the words out, but I can't. And I don't know if anybody experiences migraines. And if you guys do, please let me know if you ever like gotten to a point where you tried to speak but couldn't speak because like you could think about what you wanted to say but couldn't get it out. So I'm going to go to the synopsis and give you guys her name because, okay, so Libby Sheffield is from the past, okay? And so her timeline in the past with the obituary coming to her and finding out the deacon is dead. Interesting and absolutely insane. Annalise Forts, that's her name. Annalise in the present. I'm really trying to understand how she's connected to the deacon and his family, because it's just all entangled, and I'm really interested to see what the connection is. And there's somebody that was with Libby when she found the deacon, and I'm assuming that he has something to do with it, but I don't want to assume that it's him. And so I'm interested to see what's what, why is it going on, and who the murderer was, and how the murderer is connected to Annalise, and what Annalise's secret is. And so I'm definitely intrigued, and this definitely might just be an audiobook, but yeah, let me get going on what needs to get going on, because it's 9:28 now. Okay, so I'm probably going to put something on YouTube right now. I probably should put on some worship music, because I'm losing myself right now. I feel like I'm really losing myself. And yeah. Okay, I have my pouch with I keep all my supplies in here. I have my sticker book that I've been using for this week. I can show you guys my layout. And that's another thing. I'm supposed to be going to my goddaughter's event Saturday, tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, I didn't even cross nothing off on this list. So I read 3 books so far on my list. So we're doing good with that. Well, I read 2 books, and I'm on a 3rd book. And so I have 3 more to go, plus the 2 that I added on, the Marriage That Works, which I have not even continued with, and then Letters to Malcolm. Honestly, I may put Marriage That Works on hold and jump right into Letters to Malcolm, because I really want to get to that book. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. I did go to my neurology appointment, so that's done with. I did do the recertification appointment. Oh, that's the 24th is that appointment, right? There's no school on Monday. And then I'm trying to do a little bit of a mini rebrand, and I have everything mapped out. It's just a matter of figuring out if I want to wait till January for that rebrand, because I do want to go back to posting 3 days a week. And I have the scheduling of how I can do that. It's just a matter of making sure yeah, everything is like mapped out, scheduled of when. It's just now a matter of when to start, because I want to get back to a schedule of like Mondays was this. Mondays, I want to get back to like doing straight bookish videos. Wednesdays, I want to get back to straight doing Bible study-ish stuff. And then Saturdays, I want it to be straight lifestyle. So whether that's a blog, whether that's just anything life related, or just life-ish application of the Bible or whatever. But I definitely want to make sure that Mondays and Wednesdays are strictly like bookish on Monday, whether that's a reading blog, book review, whatever. And then, well, actually, yeah, book review, reading blog, and then Bible studies, like Bible study tips or something like that for Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Saturdays being whatever it is, like I said, like a blog or a how to or something like that. Like I have all of that mapped out. It's just, again, a matter of when to start. So yeah. But yeah, this was last week's setup. This is this week's. We're getting a little bit of like dumpling. I don't even know if this has like, oh, it's called Wonton in a Million. I got these years ago, like from Cynthia Q. I used to be like a crazy fanatic of planning back in the day. And so I did do that. I did not do that. So we're gonna do this today. I did do that yesterday, and so today I have quite a few things that I wasn't really expecting. We can add this on here. I probably should have put another one, but whatever. Oh wow. It's 12. I'm gonna read Reckoning, and I want to get to 50% at least. So I don't even know why I'm still on. I meant to get up the camera, but I'm gonna get up the camera, and I'm probably honestly gonna listen to the audiobook while I'm planning. So I'm gonna go listen to the audiobook, and I'll come back to you guys later. Hey y'all, it's 11:33. 30 minutes before I get on for this event. But I'm at the 50% mark of the ebook. I'm on chapter 22 with Annalise, and I've literally just been listening to the audiobook. I'm actually listening to it on my iPad. I'm almost done with this chapter, but I'm at the 50% mark, and so I am gonna start the other book by Emily. I have to put it up so you guys can see me. See, messing up everything today. But I'm gonna start the other book by Emily DuLaine, so I do have it set up on my Kobo already. I'm gonna start that today, and I'm gonna physically read it while listening to the audiobook. But I'm gonna read that. My brother got these drums going. I'm happy to my mom to let him know I'm gonna be doing something today. But yeah. I did do all of week 1 for Daily Grace Co. I did read through the NET Bible. I'm not gonna use it. Hold on. But yeah, I had read through the NET Bible. I'm not gonna use that because the words are too small. Midst of a migraine, can't do it. And so, where's the paper? I did write down the Bibles that I want to use. And so I already read through the Spirit-Filled Life Bible. So I'm going to use the ESV Study Bible. I'm going to use the Life Application Bible, the LSB MacArthur Study Bible, the Reformation Study Bible, Tony Evans NASB, and then I have the Chain Reference Bible, and then the Dakes Study Bible. So those are the Bibles I'm going to use for this study. So yeah, but I did do the week 1, all of that. The only thing I did not do was the questions. I didn't care, honestly, to answer the questions. I'm going to answer them like when we actually do the study, but together like in the Zoom. But I didn't actually like write my answers in the book, because it's like reflect on your past experiences with Revelation. What do you know about this book? Have you read it before? Have you heard it taught? It's like things I can literally just answer on the fly. So what is most intimidating to you as you prepare to study? The book of Revelation engages in both foretelling and forthtelling. How can this view of both your current age How can this view of both our current age and the age to come encourage you in your faith? Then it's like, as you think of the 4 interpretive approaches, which are you most familiar with? And the 4 approaches are the preterist view, which is basically that Revelation has already been fulfilled. The historicist view, which is that the events of Revelation are occurring. The futurist view, which is that chapters 1 to 3 happened in John's day, and then chapters 4 to 22 are like future events. And then the idealist view, which is that the book is symbolic of the conflict between good and evil. And so like, which one are you like initially drawn to? And for me, I would say it's a mix of like the futurist as well as the idealist. And so it's like questions that I could just answer myself, and I don't really want to like write in the book. And so like, yeah, I just didn't answer the questions, but I like read through and highlighted a lot of like the notes and stuff. So I did that. But yeah, it's 11:39. I'm gonna finish this audiobook. I have a little bit of coffee left, And I know somebody's probably going to say, don't drink caffeine. Caffeine helps with my migraines. But the problem is that I've had this migraine since I went to the neurologist. And so the day that I went to my neurologist appointment, I got my medication, but because I already had a migraine that started, taking the medicine and stuff just did not help. And I've had a migraine since that appointment. And the problem is I've been having migraines for a very long time, just never knew that they were migraines, and they have gotten progressively worse. And I was on medication prior to being pregnant, but then I stopped my medication, obviously, because medications that I was on was not good during pregnancy. And so now I have to get used to being back on the medication, but my migraines have gotten a little bit more progressively worse since not taking medication. And so it's kind of like trying to get back into being used to taking medication, but also my body getting used to taking the medication, but also my body has changed because I had my baby girl, and my body is just in a weird formation of like just having changed in general, hormones and things like that. And so it's just either my body has to get used to the medication, or I just have to change the medication that I'm on, get a stronger dosage, or just change the medication. It's just that weird stage right now that I'm in, and it's not helping because I'm in the midst of a migraine, and this migraine has been going on for like a week and a day, 2 days, week and 2 days. Yeah. So, and it's not the funnest migraine ever. And so, yeah, I have my poem written down, wrote it down so that I don't have to be looking at my iPad. And instead of using my computer, I'm going to just get on my iPad for this event, and just sit in the kitchen and do this. Yeah. So I am going to try and attempt to take a walk because I need fresh air. I can't just sit in this house. Is that going to be the best for me? I don't know. I am going to wear my sunglasses, which is probably not going to be the best. So I think after this event, I am going to take these glasses off, which I'm probably going to have to work on getting prescription sunglasses or just get transitional sunglasses. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out because obviously migraines everywhere. And then once I get those FL41 lenses, and if they work for me, I will get prescription versions of those as well. It's just a lot of money being spent for migraines, and I don't want a diagnosis, but I want a diagnosis. Like having regular chronic migraines, cool. And I don't even want chronic migraines. I would just prefer episodic migraines, and episodic migraines are basically less than 15 days a month. If you have more than 15 migraines a month, then you are considered chronic. And so, yeah, it's a lot because outside of like the medication that they give you, like when you have migraines, you're only allotted a certain amount of pills a month when it comes to your acute medication, which it doesn't help, especially if you are considered chronic. Because say I am considered chronic, right? I'm having more than 15 episodes or 15 migraine days a month. I'm only allotted anywhere between 9 to 12 acute pain medicines a month. You then gotta play a game of like, well, do I take my pain medicine today or do I take it tomorrow? Because if I'm only given 9 to 12 pills a month, depending on the medication, like the one I'm on now, I can get up to 10 pills. I think I could get up to 10 to 12. Right now, I only have 9. I've only taken, I think, 3 of them, which leaves me with 6 left. And we're only on the 10th day of the month. So it's kind of one of those games, which it sucks for migraine sufferers, because it's like you got to pick and choose on what days, and you never know when you're going to have a day that's worse than the day you're in. And so it's like, do I cut the pill in half? Do I take the whole pill? Do I just cry in pain? They just need to do a lot more research on migraines, because it's one of those things where you really have to just touch and go with it, and it's not much people can do. Like people say drink water, stay hydrated. Like even when you do that, it necessarily doesn't take away a headache, right? It doesn't take that away. And it's not just a headache with migraines, right? Because you can have that loss of sensation, you can have that slurred speech, you can have that weakness, right? You can have loss of balance, you can have loss of like your eyesight, visual disturbances. It's not like some people don't get headaches. They're lucky enough to not get headaches, but they're not so lucky that they have other symptoms. And so for me, I have a whole just salad of everything. And so, like, I have visual disturbances, I have weakness, I have my body goes numb on the left side, I have nausea, I have vomiting, I have headaches. Sometimes I'm not hungry, but if I don't eat, then I get nauseous, and if I eat, I get nauseous. My eye hurt, like my eyes right here at the top, they hurt so bad. Like fainting spells, like it's. And then it's like even with the medications that you take, there are side effects that make your symptoms worse. So the side effects are part of your symptoms, and so like even the side effects, you wouldn't even know if you're having the side effects because the side effects are your symptoms. It's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, and so it's just they need to do a lot more research on it, and they need to do better. Like they need to do much better when it comes to migraines, because there are a lot of people dealing with it, and I know it's worse for like kids under 18 because they can't take certain medications because they're under 18, because certain medications are only for adults or people over 18. So I feel bad for kids and teens who are dealing with migraines because they can't take certain medications. And like I have Excedrin migraine, I have taken Advil and Elise. Those don't do nothing. They don't even scratch the surface. And so it's just one of those things where you just live with it and it sucks. And like I said, people say eat, people say sleep, people say do this, but as a mom of two and a wife, I can't do that. I can't. And so I'm still waiting to hear back from my doctor. Like I said, I messaged her. So I'm just waiting to hear back. She may have to squeeze me in for an appointment. Like I said, she may just tell me to up my dosage of my topiramate. She may tell me to up the dosage of my narotryptin. Like I said, I think there's like 2 more doses of the narotryptin that I can do. She may change that. There are maybe, I think, 2 or 3 more doses of the topiramate that I can do. There is another medication that I can try. I've heard other people take it. There's 2 other medications I've heard of. There are several different types of triptans that I can take. I've already tried the sumatriptan. Don't do it. Just won't do it again. I'm currently on narotryptin. I've heard of rizatriptan. That's the only other triptan that I've heard of that I know some people take. I've heard of Nurtec, which is not a triptan, but it's a CR something. I can't remember what it's called right now. But yeah. I'm still doing my research on migraines in depth and stuff like that. And yeah. So that's the ice machine. If you ever hear that noise, that's the ice machine making ice. But yeah, it's 11:47. I'm gonna go listen to the rest of this chapter and get ready to get on this Zoom for this event. I'll come back in a few. Probably should make baby girl a bottle too, because I'm pretty sure she'll get up soon, and hubby should actually be getting up soon as well, because he leaves for work at 1:30. So I'll come back to you guys in a few. Hi guys, it's Sunday, 11:05. Y'all can't tell it's upside down, but it's 11:05. And yeah. So the last clip you guys saw was from Friday. And I actually made an ending clip to that video, but I did not care for it. I was completely out of it, and in the midst of that, I literally sat there blank and confused for literally 30 minutes straight. Forgot I was recording, was just ranting about migraines, and then said I'm not doing this. I was going to edit this blog and then just add a clip at the end just about how I was feeling and then end it there. Then I ended up in the hospital. I just wasn't feeling the best, and the middle of my face felt like I got punched. If you ever had a sinus headache from like when you had a cold or the flu, you guys know that feeling right here when you have like really bad tension and pain. That's what I was feeling. And I had messaged my doctor, and she told me that I was having migraine exasperation. I think that's how you say it, exasperation, whatever it's called. And to give it a couple of days or whatever and go in. But my mom just wasn't feeling it, and she said, let's go. So my husband stayed in the house with the kids, and we went. We got there like 7:11, y'all. Why were we there till like 3:35 in the morning? And the hospital tried to keep me for no reason. And the reason why I'm saying there's no reason is because everything that they tried, y'all, every single thing that they tried, Did not work. I'm still in pain. And so I had ordered a couple things and everything had came. I think one more thing is coming today, and that's the regular icy hot, because I told you guys I had the icy hot lavender, which I showed you. My regular icy hot should be coming today, which I have my iPhone. Let me track that. And honestly, the reason why I did go in is because my migraines, they do scare my son now, since I have been in that mode of like going to pass out, going to faint. And his biggest fear is me picking him up and passing out. And he even stated, like, what if you pass out outside? Like, I have to tell a stranger. And I'm like, I will make sure to make it to the house, because by our house, his old school is across the street. He's been there for pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth. Well, that's 4 years. Pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, third. He was there for 6 years. So he's both the crossing guard and the security guard knows me. And then obviously my neighbors next door know me. And then obviously my landlord and stuff, they know me. So if anything were to happen to me, he knows he can go to them. And so I told him I would always make sure to get to to our the house front door before anything happens to me, right? And so that was like the biggest thing. And so my mom was like, let's go. I was getting ready to check and the forgetfulness. I will say I'm very grateful that when I did go to the hospital, the people that did take care of me, they're very familiar with migraines. Like, they know, and they were migraine sufferers themselves. And so it wasn't like I was dealing with people that didn't know what migraines felt like, or didn't know. Like, I went to the hospital with my migraine cap on, and the first doctor that saw me, she was like, yeah, I have one of those at home too, because I deal with it. Like, and so I prefer dealing with people that know what migraines feel like, because a lot of the times people just feel like, oh, I doubt this is coming today, because where is this location? I don't even know where Robbinsville is. This probably ain't coming till tomorrow. That's why I don't care when Amazon ships my packages with regular mail or UPS, because sometimes it doesn't come when they say. And that's a problem, because if I say 2-day shipping, I mean 2-day shipping. But right now I have the lights off. My mom is actually going to change this light back here that's shining, and she's going to put some LED lights in the kitchen for me. And it kind of sucks because my family is having to like modify their life around me, which it sucks. Like, if it was just my husband and I, it wouldn't be a problem, because none of us likes lights anyway. We prefer to like not have lights on. So like open windows, dim lights. Like, we have a smart light in the room, and so I can control how bright it is, how low it is, the color of the light. And so yeah. And probably when we get our house, we're probably gonna have smart lights in the house. Um, and so yeah, they gave me a steroid, which that steroid made me so woozy on sight, like dizzy, woozy. The smell of it made me nauseous, because obviously they did everything through IV. And so if you ever had an IV, you know, when they put medications through IVs, for some reason in your chest, you can smell every medication, and it just was not working. That did nothing. They gave me Benadryl, obviously made me drowsy. Right now, I was on hydroxyzin, which is like a prescription only kind of like allergy medication you can get only by prescription. My current neurologist that didn't prescribe it, and so right now I'm taking Claritin, the non-drowsy version. But I may also just get Benadryl for those days that are like really tough, and I just need to go to sleep. Take the Benadryl with my pain meds. My doctor did up my dosage of one of my medications, and so we're seeing how that works. My rescue meds, I'm gonna see if I can up that dosage, because I know there are 2 more dosages I can do before I ask to just go on a different medicine. But while I was at the hospital, they were saying like, they did give me Regulon, which is the regular medication I'm taking right now. They gave me, I think, 5 mgs. I'm currently taking that at 10 mgs through a pill. They gave me 5 mgs through IV. They did give me muscle relaxer, which is a muscle relaxer I actually was prescribed previously. So it wasn't something new to me. And that muscle relaxer, y'all, my neck, I feel literally like I can do this. And so honestly, out of everything that they did in the hospital, the nausea went away for a couple and then came back. And so I was literally just snacking on mint and crackers out of everything that they did. The only thing that seemed to work was that muscle relaxer. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. I was talking to my sis, my son, and as y'all can see, headache wrap is on. This is new. Glasses on. New. So yeah, got these in a 2-pack off of Amazon from Burdell Optics. These are the FL41 Rose glasses. Comes in this case with 2 sets. This bottom one is the FL60 brown glasses. I'll put them on. They're a bit darker. They give off like a brownish tint, not black like these. Like these give off like a straight up black, but like an ombre effect, and they don't really do much to filter the light. Hold on. But yeah, I had these on originally, but it makes everything like extra dark. But I do like these. But these give like a more kind of everyday. This is like afternoonish kind of look out in the glasses. This is giving more evening kind of look. It does help to soften the light for me. And I've heard about these from YouTube and TikTok, obviously, as like a migraine relief tactic. And so here's what the lens look like. So that's the FL41 Rose, and that's the FL60 Brown, I think it's called. Yeah, and they're tinted migraine light sensitivity glasses for fluorescent LED glare, photophobia, computer usage. Now, if I wanted these specifically, like, I don't want to say upper scale or like real ones, they range anywhere up to $600. I'm not paying that kind of price. So I wanted to try them out first before I attempted to pay for them. I got these for like less than $40 off of Amazon. They are lightweight. They're not sturdy. Like these are sturdy, right? And I got these, I don't even know. They were not expensive, but they're sturdy. These are really flimsy, but they specifically state on their thing, because apparently people send them back because of how flimsy they are, but specifically in their details, they specifically note the frame is made light and ultra flexible for migraine wearers, not for those who prefer rigid and heavy frames. They said if you prefer those, not for those who prefer rigid and heavy frames, FL41 Rose and FL60 Amber Brown tint with anti-UV polycarbonate lenses. So here's what they say. I don't know how true it is, obviously, but blocks harsh light and glare. Anti-UV polycarbonate lenses shield against fluorescent lighting and screen glare. FL41 Rose tinted specialized lenses. Tints blocks the most troublesome light wavelengths to alleviate eye strain and headache. And then they have like all these anti-scratch, anti-glare, oleophobic, I think that's how you say it, impact resistant lenses. Reduces light sensitivity. The rose gold tint eases discomfort, minimizing migraines, concussion, and cataract surgery. So how true it is, I don't know. Like I said, I got these over Amazon, but it does help somewhat with the light. So we'll see. I did get 2 more of the Only Care migraine relief headache caps. They're in the freezer right now. So I got 2 blacks and a pink, I think. Hold on, let me see. Yes. So I got this here. I already had a black, so I just got this double pack here because it was on sale. And then I got this thing, the Hot and Cold Nugo Therapeutic Gel. hot and cold relief, obviously, that's wrapped on my head right now. And so I wanted this because sometimes the cap is a little too much on my ears, because when my ears is triggered by cold, it can make the migraine worse. So I just, like I said, got some things that I can do on my own outside of taking medication, because you can get a rebound headache from medication, which is stupid. And so anything that helps rebound that migraine is going to work for me. I am going to look also into getting prescription sunglasses as well, because as much as I do like this sometimes for like a darker thing when I want to be like in the dark, they're not prescripted. And so like neither are these prescripted. And so like even though I'm reading these, like these are not bad to read, but like I need to plan in my planner. I want to read a book. Can't do that. Like right now, y'all, a little blurry for me. And so I am feeling a little better. Like they did give me 2 bags of IV. They did give me magnesium in the bag. They gave me something else in the bag. My brain. I have my discharge papers here. I can read it. So they cyclobenzaprine is what they gave me, which is Flexeril. That stuff is the goat. Okay, it's the goats. So yeah, it's a status migrainosus, which is basically a non-intractable. They call it an episodic headache, or other migraine without status migrainosus, not intractable. I did a CT scan, which they said looked great, but I had 2 bags of sodium chloride, basically the IV. I had 2 rounds of Reglon, which is the metoclopramide, which I do take. I had a bag of the magnesium sulfate. I had a bag of Toradol. That's what it was. They gave me Benadryl, and they gave me Decadron, which was the what was I going to say? This is why I hate migraines. Steroid that they gave me. Yeah, so I think that was really much it. Yeah, keep a headache journal, which I technically like have a headache journal through the Migraine Buddy app, but I'm not really consistent with the Migraine Buddy app. I'm only consistent now because, like I said, this was going on for 10 days now. Yeah, 10 days. And so it says keep a headache journal to help find out what triggers, write what you eat and drink, how much you sleep, any changes in your diet, try massage or other relaxation techniques, limit stress, sit up straight, do not tense your muscles, sleep on a regular schedule, regular exercise. Medicine does not help your symptoms. Oh, sorry. Contact your health provider if your medicine does not help your symptoms. Yeah, so I'm taking 2 mgs of metoclopramide. I'm taking 2.5 mgs of the naratriptan, and I'm taking 50 mgs of topiramate. Hello, husband. Here's my crazy family. My son wants to say hi. Yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. My family came in here. Hubby woke up, and so yeah, just told him once my medicine is ready, we got to go pick that up. I may not go. May just wait till tomorrow. Who knows? But I did get me some Loop earbuds, which now I see why people rave about them. They're amazing. So I got the Loop Quiet 2s because outside of having photophobia, I have noise sensitivity. So I did get them in lavender, of course. Why not? And I tried them out. They're amazing. And I use a small ear tips, but I could also get away with the extra small size. And honestly, I like Loop because you get so many different sizes. You get extra small, small, medium, large. And then it goes up to 24 decibels, I think. So It looks like that's like, it comes, I guess, with the color you have. You do that, you pop it open, and then those are like the tips. The medium size automatically comes on them. Uh-oh, I lost a tip. Don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. So medium size tips comes on it, and then it comes like that, and the loop was like in the center. But yeah, I do love my loop earplugs. I heard that they're only good for 100 uses. I have the violet colors. I do want to get a black pair. Well, the rose, I have another pair. These were, I think, 20 something bucks, but I got them on sale for like 15 bucks. There's another pair I want to get that's like 40 something dollars, like 45, for my husband and I think they're the switch or the engage, I don't know, but I'm gonna get the rose gold set. My husband's gonna get the black set, because he needs them when he's home sleeping. The kids are loud, baby girl obviously, and my son obviously. So our son, I gotta start saying our son. But yeah, love these. And then I got these thinking that they were noise canceling. They're not. So I have another pair of headphones that I'm going to get that are noise canceling, but I'm not going to send these back because I can still use them. So I got the Sony WHCH 520 headphones in beige. Yes, got them in the beige color. Again, I thought these were noise canceling. At least that's what popped up. Let me see. It popped up when I was looking for noise canceling headphones. So I don't know. Not really sure why that was, but apparently these are not. Or maybe they are noise canceling, but not like active. Let me see. Because I don't really remember. Wireless headphones, Bluetooth on-ear headset with microphone up to 50 hours. I have heard that the battery life on this is amazing and that the sound quality is phenomenal. It says noise control, active noise cancellation. So I don't really know if they're noise canceling or not. We'll see. Because even when I type in noise cancellation, it doesn't even, let me see. Maybe in the app there's an option for it, because it does run on an app. Yeah, so I don't know, but I got these. It also has multiple connection, equalizer, voice assist function. So yeah, and I have to connect it to the app, so I'm going to be doing all that off camera because I have to do the app on my, you know what, I'm actually going to connect it to both my phones. So that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I'm going to take these off for a bit. The light is so bright. Never owned a pair of like good headphones. Like I usually just buy regular headphones from like Five Below. That's just me. But the headphones came in here. I'm going to show you guys the headphones in a second. It comes with the USB charger. Came in here with the limited warranty and stuff like that. But I'm going to scan the QR code. Okay, scanning the QR code. Whatever. And I'm going to keep my loop earplugs in here, but I got a case for the headphones right here. I'm not sure if they're charged or not, but here's what they look like. Oh, that's not bad actually. But I'm going to see if they come on. Okay. I don't really want to connect it to here, but we're gonna connect it onto the iPhone for now to get it set up, and then I'll reconnect it to my actual phone once I'm off. Putting these back on. It really does make a difference. So like I will say these really make a difference. So okay. I am in the United States, yes. Agree and proceed. I'm not doing all that. Agree and start using. Don't want to do that. Allow. Press the power button on the select. Okay. Okay. I found them. And they did have a pink option, but I gotta sign in. I ain't got no account. So now I gotta make an account, which probably should be good because then I can just create. All right, let me do all that and come back. All right, so we are all connected, and it popped up. The last audiobook that I literally had on was the Unraveling of Emlyn, DuLaine, and I thought it was Emmeline, but it's Emlyn. And so far, it's very interesting. It's an interesting take on a story, and so I don't know how the audio sounds, and so I will try that later on when I read more of the book. I am gonna turn this off though for now. Hopefully, it's off. Yes, it's off. So I'm gonna pop that back in the case. And it's just in the case here, and then my loop earplugs are at the bottom. And this case was like $8. But yeah, I have to do some planning because we are headed into a new week. Where's my planner? There she is. So I'm gonna do some planning for the day. I have my planner stuff here, and then planner stickers for the week. I want to go with a fall vibe, and so I'm going to be using the 2 seasonal sticker packs from Happy Planner. I used to be a big Happy Planner fanatic, so I have a bunch of Happy Planner stickers still. These are like the OG Happy Planner seasonal sticker packs, and so I have this one, and this one I'm going to use the fall stickers, and then I have this sticker set from Capital Chic Designs by Craftsmith. I don't even know what this one is called. I guess no. I don't know what this sticker set is called, but it's like a leopard print design. So this will be like one of the main ones I use. I have some faith stickers from Agenda 52 as well as Happy Planner. And then also going to be using the mom sticker kit from Happy Planner, the Planner Basic sticker kit from Happy Planner, and the productivity one from Happy Planner, because we will also be having our first meeting with Alexis Ashley this week on the 16th. So I am going to close out this week in my planner, make some to-do lists, and I definitely have to be a little bit more organized in my planner. I need to put that out into the hospital on the 11th. My son has no school Monday, and yeah, we have our first Bible study meeting on the Thursday. Then I have 2 more books to read. So we have 2 more weeks left. And so I really kind of want to finish up Emlyn DuLaine before Wednesday so I can dive into A Voice in the Wind and finish that. Yeah. Honestly, today is Sunday, the 12th. And so really I could honestly finish up Emlyn DuLaine between Monday and Tuesday and start Voice in the Wind on the 15th, and then that on the Saturday, and then go into a study of Shattered Spells, because there is a review book that I have to read, which is also on Kindle Unlimited. I did get a PDF copy of the book from the author, but I did re-sign up for Kindle Unlimited because if you guys don't know, I had Kobo Plus and I also had Kindle Unlimited. However, a lot was going on, so I didn't keep up with my payments and totally forgot about my payments. I only was paying for Kobo Plus, Kindle Unlimited, and my Spotify, and I totally forgot about my payments. And so I'm gonna repay for those probably in November. But Kindle Unlimited gave me another 30 days free until November, and so I got back on that. And so I am going to try to read a bunch of Kindle Unlimited books on there for a while. And then Kobo also came out with the Kobo Clara Color in whites. And if you guys don't know, the Kobo Color, so like I was saying, the Kobo Clara Color matches up with the Kindle Basic because it is a 6-inch e-reader. And I do have a Kindle Basic that I love, absolutely love reading a lot of my Christian novels on because it's easy to carry, right? I am a Kobo girly. Okay, I like Kindle books, but I'm a Kobo girly as a Christian reader, and I'll explain that in another video. I'm going to do a whole comparison between my Kindle Libra Color, my Kindle Paperwhite, my Kobo Libra Color, and my Kindle Paperwhite, and then once my Kobo Clara Color gets here, I will do a comparison between that and my Kindle Basic. The difference between the Kobo Clara Color and the Kindle Basic is obviously the Kobo Clara Color is in color, but I've always wanted one, but they never had it in white. I think they released it a month ago, and I had always wanted to ask and message about a white color, and then it just popped up on my newsfeed, and I was like, wait, when did they come up with this? And apparently a month ago they came out with a white one. And I guess they're going to be coming out with white, hopefully for the Sage, because honestly, I do want a Sage, and I believe the Kobo Sage is an 8-inch e-reader. But I know that Kindle apparently is coming out with the new Kindle Scribes. They have one coming out, I think, later on in this year, at the end of 2025, I think, around Christmas most likely, with the fig color, and it's going to be a Kindle Scribe color or color soft or something like that. As much as I want it, I think I'm going to wait for Kobo to come out with something because Kindle has been doing things a little bit too quick, too fast, and having a lot of issues. But I digress. I am going to get some planning done. I'm going to close out this week. That is on my planner. Anyway, I got to take out meat for next week. I wanted to make tacos, but I don't know. We'll see. I need to put in my planner that I went to the ER. I think my daughter has a doctor's appointment this week, right? Oh, that's next week. Whew. No doctor's appointments this week. So doctor's appointment next week for my daughter. And then my appointment for the foot doctor is next month. And then I don't go back to any doctor's appointments until December. My son has an appointment on that Monday, December 1st. I go to the doctor on the 2nd, and then I go back on the 8th, and then back on the 5th. The 8th, I don't go to the doctor, but I have blood work to do for my appointment on the 15th. Okay, and then November, I'll possibly be going down south. Either down south or to DC, possibly. Because I do want to go back to the Bible Museum. I enjoyed the Bible Museum, and I had a membership. I'm probably going to have to get that membership again. Because the Bible Museum is just an experience for me, and even if I gotta take a weekend trip by myself down there, I would do it because it's just I honestly might plan that for myself, like a solo mom weekend getaway. Might do that for my birthday next year. Let me see, my birthday is when next year? Birthday's on a Wednesday. So I technically could leave on a Friday. I gotta see if anybody could take off on a Thursday or a Monday for me. And if someone could leave on a Thursday, I would leave that Wednesday to Saturday. And if somebody could leave, if they could take off on a Monday, I would leave that Friday and come back that Monday. But I have to see how that would work. See if his mom or my mom could take off one of those days. Because my mom works from home and his mom works in the school system. So one of our moms could take off, I would do that. Preferably, I would say his mom, only because it'd be easier for me to get to the train station. But But even then, I could take Amtrak down there, I think, to DC and then figure it out. Because my birthday's on a Wednesday this next year. But I definitely want to go out there. Preferably the weekday because it's cheaper for a hotel, and then I could leave on a Saturday. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to take some time, plan the week out for next week. I forgot my dates because I need to go get those. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Do some planning, do some Bible study. Oh, let's talk about that really quick, Bible study. So, where are my Bible studies? Are these them? These are she's, right? Yeah, so, Revelation Bible study. I want to actually answer the questions. I wasn't, but I saw Alexis Ash's video that she posted. I think it was Instagram or YouTube or TikTok Shorts, one of those. I can't really recall which one I saw her on. But she had answered the questions, and I was like, you know what? Let me actually do them. And I kind of want to get a jump start for the week. And so I am going to do week 1. Week 2. You know what I realized? It don't even break down like days. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me count. 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, wrap up. 6, 7. Okay. So it's, yeah, broken down into 7. So I kind of want to do day 1 and 2 because they're on the same page, which is basically reading Revelations chapter 1, verse 1 to chapter 3, verse 22, which I think is all of it. Let me just check. They've got the book of Revelation in the back of the book. I think it's all of it, right? Yeah. So basically reading all the Revelation chapter 1, 2, and 3. Summarize each of the main sections in 2 to 3 sentences. What stood out as you read, and then we'll see. I may just do the first portion. We'll see. Because it's actually not like broken down into days. She has questions 1 to question 30, and then it's a wrap up, and then you have your study guide. And so we'll see how I want to do that. But I definitely want to tackle the first I definitely want to answer some of these questions. I wasn't at first, but when I saw Alexa's video, I was like, maybe I should. And as you can tell, my headache is kind of feeling better. So maybe all the liquids and fluids they were giving me kind of did help, but at the point in time, it didn't help. I don't really know. But I don't want to say that. And then 2 hours later, I'm back on this camera crying and dying. So. And then this one is focusing on verses 4 through 8. So, yeah. We're going to figure it out. But I'm going to go, and I'll come back to you guys a little later. It's 12:10 now, so I'll come back later. Hey, y'all. It's 2:31, y'all. Can't really see it's backwards of saying. But it's 2:31. Back in the house. Took a walk to pick up my medication from the hospital. Well, I got it from CVS, but I'm going to swap these glasses. I did wear these ones outside, and they've helped quite a bit. I will say it was kind of hard to see in the store. Obviously, they're not prescripted. And so I'm going to give these a week to see how they work. And so far, I like how they've been working for me. And so I am going to get prescription versions so far. We'll see. I'm swapping back to the tinted rose instead of the brown. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to finishing up my session with planning. Sorry about that. but moisturize my lips. And I'm going to order me some vitamin D3 with K2 as a supplement. I'm going to get the lowest dosage until I get checked as far as like my vitamin D levels. But I heard that can be great for supplementing as far as, oh, this is not a low dosage actually. This is 125 mcgs, is 5,000 IUs. I'm gonna have to see if there's another dosage. I mean, vitamin D3 is good for you, so either way. But I want to get a low dosage, so I'm gonna get that. I want to get an ice roller for my face. I'm gonna get some ginger pills. This one is called Dramamine, which I've heard is great for motion sickness. It's non-drowsy and good for migraines. I've been looking for a really good brand as far as ginger pills go. And this one I heard is really, really good. Dramamine. It's highly recommended. And then I'm gonna get Benadryl because they did give me Benadryl in a hospital. I'm gonna get the Benadryl liquid gels. I have Allegra, but I'm gonna get the dye-free 48 count Benadryl allergy, just because it's Allegra is fine. I took it, it was fine, but I'm used to Benadryl, but it's just Benadryl makes me tired. And I'm also gonna get the Benadryl Allergy Plus congestion because it helps with the sinus congestion and pressure, and that I deal with quite a lot right in this, which makes it feel like I'm getting punched in the face consistently. And so they're really inexpensive, both less than $8, which is great. This one is a 24 pack, which I don't really get a lot of. I don't know if they have a bigger, let me see. I thought they have a larger count. They got an extra strength. I don't really need an extra strength. Yeah, they just have the 24 count. I have the Claritin already. I don't know why I kept saying Allegra. I have Claritin, y'all. That's what I have, not Allegra. I have Claritin. I need to get Allegra though, because it's non-drowsy. I have Claritin non-drowsy, y'all. Claritin gel caps. Gel pills is what I have. Oh, they do have gel caps. Allegra does have gel caps. They're just hard to get. Oh, $20 though. See, Amazon has their version of the gel caps for $17.95. I don't really want to try the Amazon version. No, I ain't even gonna hold you. I just like Claritin. I know there's Zyrtec as well. I'm just trying to find a supplement outside of the hydroxyzin that my doctor actually prescribed me. I'm gonna just add it to the cart. And then there's Zyrtec. And there's so many different versions of pills that you can take. It's actually freaking ridiculous. And they're all different types of allergy medications. Yeah, like Zyrtec, they're all antihistamines because when you have migraine flare-ups, there's a histamine. When you have migraines, there's a histamine flare-up or something that's going on, so the antihistamine helps to lower that. And so Zyrtec has citrazine. What was the other one? Allegra has I think it's something like fluorazine? No. Fexofenadine, something like that. It's a whole list of things. And when it comes to hydroxyzin, you can only get that prescribed from the doctor, which is stupid. So And I prefer gels, like liquid gel pills. And so they just work faster. And so I'm the type to try all types, honestly, and see what works. All right, so that just changed the dynamic of things quite a lot. Okay, it's all right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's move that back to my cart and save that for later. How much was this one? Yeah, that's on sale, but okay. Everything is 150. So 150 divided by 3 is what? Let me see something. I'm just doing some math really quick, but yeah, let me get back to planning, but I can show you guys what I have so far as like my setup goes. I just have to add my boxes in for as far as like my weeks here, like my days here. I'm gonna add in, I can show you guys. So every day is gonna have this setup here, which will go for like my meal plans. So like what I ate for dinner specifically, and then my word counts I'm gonna have, because there's a specific thing I want to keep track of. I want to keep track of my steps. I haven't kept track of that for the past couple of days because obviously migraine. So I want to keep track of my steps, word counts, because if you guys don't know, I have completed 2 books. I just haven't edited them. They have not gone through the drafting period. I did 1 round of beta readers with ladies from my church, and so I need to do a second round with some of you ladies from DOI, but I need to do the drafting of that first, and so I need to get that done. But I also have opted to do a poetry book. If you guys don't know, I write poetry, and for the past 4 years, I have been attending this event called Oh Wow. An elder at my church has a nonprofit organization, and basically now it's twice a year she does this event for survivors of sexual assault, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, and things like that. And every year I do a poem or I lead a writing workshop. And growing up, I loved writing poems. I loved writing stories, plays. I've been a writer at heart, and so I've been writing sparsely. And the last few poems I've written have been impactful, not for just me, but for those who have heard. And I think I want to share my poems. And so I'm playing around with the idea of sharing my poems and putting them into a book. And so that is the 3rd book option. There is a 4th book option of my testimony that the Lord has been impressing on me to do for so long. Like, that's the main book he's been wanting me to write, but I've written every other book. And so, yeah. But I'm just going to finish up with this here and move on to everything else, because the day is pretty much like, yeah. But I'm trying to just calculate some things. No. Okay, so all right, let's see, because I don't know if that'll be possible, but I'll talk to you guys in a few. Hey y'all, it's 4:41 right now. I did do some reading. I did read through chapter 1 and 2 of this book. Let me grab it. The Charles C. Riley book. I read up to chapter 2, and so I read basically through the introduction, and then chapters 1 and chapter 1 of his thoughts on Revelation. So I'm going to read chapter 2 and 3, and I'm going to read chapter 2, which is about Revelation, chapter 2 to 3, tomorrow, because for this coming week, we're going to be focusing on chapters 1 to 3, mainly focusing on chapters 2 and 3, which was about the 7 churches. And I did pull out some of my Bibles, not all the ones that I said I wanted to do. I added 3 additional Bibles to the list. I have not pulled out my ESV study Bible yet, nor have I pulled out my dates, or have I pulled out my Thompson chain reference. They're on the shelf. I just forgot to wrap them. So I have to pull those out. But I did pull out, let me just grab the sleeves. So I did pull out the Thomas Nelson NKJV Color Code Study Bible, just to see if there was anything in here that I wanted to kind of like add as I was reading. I don't think I'm going to use it. It's not really intriguing me, honestly. I'll be honest. It's not really gripping me, but there are like little mini Bible studies that they have throughout. So that's why I might just stick with it. But let me just stick it back in its slipcase. But I'm going to have it out just in case I choose to use it. Another Bible, just because of the articles, is a Spiritual Growth Bible. This was from Christian Arts Publishers, and this is in the NLT translation. I picked this up from Amazon, I think, when it was having like a Prime Day sale a couple of months back. This edition I got, I have to see what edition this is because I don't really remember. And it does not say what edition I have, but I have the white one. And so, yeah, the articles in this are honestly, it's called sidebar articles, and there are 80 full page articles and character profiles, but there are some good, interesting articles in Revelation. This Bible and the life application I did not get into yet, but I have the, sorry if you guys hear that noise, I apologize, but I have the Evangelical Study Bible. I actually do want to start using this. I have not gotten a chance to like dive deep into it since I've gotten it. So I do want to use it for this study because I do like how the Bible is set up. I pulled out my LSB Bible from MacArthur. This is the MacArthur Study Bible, the New Legacy Standard Bible. This one is in the actual premium leather. The notes seem interesting. I have glanced through a MacArthur Study Bible before, but I pulled this out because this is in a different translation, and so I do want to have different translations available to me. So I have this. I have my NASB, which I haven't pulled out either, the Tony Evans Bible. So yeah, have that to just read through. And I think I'm going to use these all on different days as we're studying through and reading through. I have already read through Revelation already in its entirety. And so I think as we're reading through 5 days a week, I want to just read the chapters through in a different translation for different understandings. Not different understanding, but better understanding. And then the Life Application Study Bible, I have not busted this beauty open as of yet. And so I want to use it and see what the hype is, because I've heard some people talk about this Bible, and I have a copy of it and you just never use it yet. And so this is in the NLT translation. So I'm gonna actually go in the room, lay down, because my headache is going down. I did just pull my little pack out the freezer to put back into the headache wrap. I'm gonna go lay down. I'll chat with y'all later. Hey y'all, it's late. It's 10:27 on Tuesday right now, and as y'all can tell, my green cap is on. Baby girl is sleeping, and yeah, I think the last time I spoke to you guys was Sunday, the 12th. Yeah, no, I went to the hospital Saturday. Sunday, I was feeling pretty okay up until the night. I don't know what it was, and we're still trying to really figure out what it is, but I gotta give it 2 weeks. I don't know if it was just the amount of medication that they was pumping into me, if it was the steroids, or if it's just that my migraines, correction, I don't know if it was the steroids that they put into me, if it's my body adjusting to being back on my medication, or if my migraines just have elevated, that my body is just out of whack. And so Monday was very, very hard on me physically. Like, it was definitely tough. I did record Monday, but I sounded gibberish. I barely could keep my eyes opened. I kept dazing out, and I scratched that video, and even now I still feel kind of out of it, but it's not as bad. And I do have to be a little bit more active tomorrow because my husband is going to be in New York Literally, he works until 2:30 in the morning, and then I told him just stay out there because it's a lot going on right now as far as his shift, and so he's gonna stay out there. And then I was having help as far as taking my son to school in the morning, but it's a lot going on, and so I'm gonna take him in the morning. But it is kind of scary because I can't walk so far, and his school is not that far at all. It's a good 15-minute walk there, 15-minute walk back. Honestly, like a 10-minute walk, but that 10-minute walk is probably going to turn into a 25, 20-minute walk for me. And so it's a concern for everyone with me because of they're now seeing what I've been dealing with. And what I've been dealing with, what they're seeing, I've honestly kept to myself because normally what they see is just bad headaches, me wearing sunglasses, me usually putting this on, and that's that. They're never really seeing me not really being able to speak, um, me not keeping my, like sometimes they can see me kind of like trip, but not like as bad as it has been. And so, yeah, it's a lot. And so I haven't really been able to catch up on my Bible study. And so, um, I did get a package Monday from Crossway, and I'll throw a snippet of the unboxing in this because this video is all over the place. And I know you guys don't mind because you guys know the type of content that I'm used to creating and stuff like that. And so you guys know the quality that I normally give out, but you guys also have seen like the progression and stuff and like how my life has definitely like escalated quickly, but also in how my health has gone and stuff. And so I 100% thank you guys for being so understanding and stuff like that. But I wish things could just be so at ease, but it's just not. And so this video is definitely just snippets of how my week has gone thus far from when I did that poem for the event up until today is Tuesday. And so I'm going to try to edit this video and get it up. It's probably not going to go up at 10 o'clock like I usually do, but I will try to have it up by Wednesday night for sure. I am not sure. Well, Saturday's video is going to be on this product right here. And so I'll insert a clip of that unboxing in a second, but I'm trying to grab it really quick. And so I got this beauty for review from Crossway. I didn't really want another commentary, and so I had requested this because I had seen this and something else from Crossway. And the other product I am still going to request for next month in November, but this is something I really, really wanted because my prayer life, y'all, considering everything that's been going on, I really need to like hone in on it a little bit more. And so I got the prayer journal 8-volume set. It's written by Erica Allen, but artwork is by Ruth Cho Simmons. Ruth Cho Simmons. I have a few of her ebooks, but her artwork is stunning. And so I got this, and it just comes with 8 little journal sets that you can do. And so I'll insert the unboxing right now. I meant to do the unboxing as a reel, but in the midst of a migraine, I definitely forgot to flip the camera, and so it's in a YouTube style. And so you'll see this clip again in the actual first impressions video, but here is that snippet. All right, so we got that beauty, and I can't wait to dive in. But reading update. So we have finished another book. I finished Emlyn DuLaine, the Unraveling of Emlyn DuLaine, and that book I'm giving a 4.5-star rating. And y'all, I need to actually, if not tonight, tomorrow, do all of my book reviews because if I don't, I'm probably not going to remember anything, and I need to do that. But I'm definitely giving it a 4.5-star rating. Lindsay A. Franklin is just a phenomenal writer. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I love the fact that she interwove the idea of like storytelling and storybooks into this. And maybe it's just because I read her Weaver trilogy with the Story Peddler, and it had that same sort of feel of telling stories and storytelling, that this one just felt like I'm at home with her writing, but it also had like a different twist. And I'm excited to see where it goes with the sequel. I do have an e-arc of the sequel already, and so I'm debating if I want to read that in November or not, or just wait. I don't know. But yeah, Emlyn DuLaine was absolutely phenomenal. 4.5-star rating. The only reason why is because there are some things that kind of like irritated me, especially with the Elder Council or whatever it's called. But I enjoyed it, and I read that on my Kobo, so that was great. And I'm currently, and I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'm currently in the midst of A Voice in the Wind, by Miss Francine reverse, y'all. Okay, I'm reading it on my Kindle Basic, and I read chapter 1, y'all. And I'm glad I'm not reading it physically because my brain can't compute. And maybe it's because I'm in the midst of this very long migraine. This migraine has been going on now. Let's see, y'all. I don't even know how long I've had this Zago migraine. It's almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks now? 12 days. It's been 12 days. It's been 12 days, y'all. 12 days. So almost, I'm 2 days away from being 2 weeks of a migraine. And so, y'all, the first chapter, I will say, Francine in this book is gritty, y'all. I highlighted a lot because, I mean, they was talking about death and bodies and this and that and the killing. It was intriguing, but like I said, maybe it's because my head is banging and throbbing and I'm trying to fully understand and immerse myself, but it's just so much going on in this book. The first chapter was just like, I had to reread it over and over and over, and then I had to play the audiobook, and then I had to rewind the audiobook. That's my husband. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So I'm still on the phone with my husband, but he's taking a break from work. But yeah, just my brain is just not computing this book, and so I'm not getting it. So that was one of the 2 books left on my TBR, and so I'm gonna give it 4 more chapters. I was gonna try to read tonight. That was on my list to do tonight. I don't know. I only read the first chapter, and I don't know. Like I said, it could just be the migraine, and because of how intense it's been in just my brain, I just want something I can slip right into. And like all the other books were like, it took me a minute, but they weren't so hard because it's historical in the way Francine writes. It's something that is taking me some time to like really get into. And if I gotta reread it multiple times in the midst of a migraine, I don't want to. And so, yeah. Sorry if you guys hear the printer. I am preparing to try my best to study because I have not gotten a chance to get back into my Revelation study. You guys know I'm doing a Revelation Bible study with Alexis Ashley with her book club, A Love for Jesus. We are in week 2. I tackled week 1. I think you guys saw that in a previous blog or reading blog I did. I'm not sure. But I have not done day 1 or day 2. Today's day 2. Tomorrow will be day 3. So the hope is to try to tackle day 1 today, in both, or at least try to get through one of them. But if not, tomorrow for sure, I'm going to do all 3 days, at least try my best. Like I said, I've just been relaxing, sleeping, chilling, just sleeping it off as best as I can. So what I just did, because in the Jen Wilkin study, they prefer the CSB, and in the back of the book, there is the actual text of the Bible. I do have a CSB Bible. I have the She Reads Truth, and I have a CSB Women's Study Bible. My Women's Study Bible, I believe, is behind my headboard underneath the desk. I'm not getting that. My She Reads Truth is out. However, Revelation is all the way in the back of that Bible. I don't want to keep pulling it out. I do want to use the back of like the scripture in the back of here because there's space to highlight, mark up, and everything. but I want to get this bound as a spiral like this. However, there used to be a Staples by my mother-in-law's house. When I was over there maybe 2 weeks ago, I didn't know that they closed down, and so I had bought my stuff with me to go to Staples, but they closed down. There is another Staples close to where I live out here in Jersey, but that's like a couple. It's a ride away, and so I would have to Uber to Staples. At least the one by my mom and loves, I could walk to. The closest one to her, I would either have to Uber to, or the closest one over here, I would have to Uber to. And so I avoided all that. What I just did was I printed out, copied and pasted the CSV translation onto a Word document, aligned it so that I have good margin space on both sides, and I did chapters 1 to 11, which I think will put me ahead to week 6, week 5. Yeah, so all the way up to chapter 11 will put me to week 5. And so I printed it out, 32 daggone pages, y'all, but let me grab it really quick. Okay, so here it is, printed out with enough margin space. And I know this probably looks ridiculous, but I'm probably gonna put all my notes in here and put it into a binder or whatever the case may be. And then eventually these notes will be transferred into one of my study Bibles. Which study Bible, I don't know, but eventually it'll be transferred into a study Bible, probably my NKJV one though. But because we are all pretty much going to be using the CSV alongside other versions, but we're going to try to stick to the one that Jen Wilkin uses for the study, and she is all about doing the inductive study. And so even for like day 1, you're summarizing in day 1, but for day 2, basically you're drawing orange boxes around certain things, and you're doing inductive, but not in the way that you would usually see people do the inductive method. And so yeah, I wanted to be able to do that on paper before going into my Bibles and doing that. And so got a printer, figured I would do it. So I literally just copied and pasted, put it in the center so that I have space to write on both sides of the margins. I put Revelation on top. You have all of like the titles and subtopics or whatever. The chapter, the verse numbers are there. At the bottom, it has CSV translation. It is red letter text because I love red letter text, obviously. And so I just did the first 11 chapters. I'll do the next 11 chapters the closer we get. So we have that. I'm probably just going to throw this. I have pink folders over there. I'm probably going to just throw it in a folder for now. You know what? I didn't even check to see if this had the text. No, they don't have the text in here. Okay, I was just checking to see if the scripture was in here, but I kind of want to just catch up on that as best as I can. I have moments, ebbs and flows in the day where I have like a good 15. Hold on. Baby girl was waking up, so I'm actually going to make this clip, end it, and go to bed. But 15-20 minutes in the day, or 15-20 minute increments, where I'm okay before a wave of nausea and dizziness and stuff hits me. And so, yeah, I am probably going to slather on some of this icy hot in the lavender on my neck right now. I'm going to take this off. I don't really like taking this off because of the compression. It's like when I take it off, it decompresses and like I feel the wave of like pain, but it's not cold and I need to change it. I have 2 black ones and a pink one. I'm probably gonna order 2 more of these because I gotta change them like clockwork. They don't stay cold too long. I probably should get the more expensive ones or the more expensive brands. I have Only Care. I know there's Thera-Ice, which is an expensive brand, and then there is another brand that's like more upper that you can get. They're like hitting the $40, $50 price range. I don't want to spend that kind of money. I think for the duo pack that I bought, it was on sale. Yeah, and see, they come in like different. I don't even know which one this was that I bought, honestly. So this one I bought was on sale for like 18 bucks. And it's the 1.0. Sorry, it's the original black gel ice head wrap. It can be hot or cold therapy, soothing migraine mask, upgraded odorless gel. And so this one cost me $19. Right now it's on sale for like 16. But there's another one. There's another one that I literally just got. They have the Nest. They have the neck ice packs that I think I want to try and check out. Yeah, I just got this one. So I got this one, and then I have bought the single pack. I'm probably going to go ahead and grab a purple one and a gray one. And the 2-pack is going to run for $30. But I know, like I said, there's Thera Ice, and there's another brand. I can't remember what the other brand is, but I know Thera Ice is like the top brand. They have one for $30, but there's like another like high priced one that they have. I may get one of those to try. I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna do a whole video on like my migraine essentials and stuff like that and how I navigate it. I wish I would have done something like this prior to stopping my whole migraine thing. Yeah, see, with Thera Ice, which you can also buy Thera Ice in Walmart, because I did get my Thera Ice. I bought my Thera Ice migraine stick and my BioFreeze from Walmart. But Thera Ice comes in like these cute little designs. But the Pro, I think, is $40. Yeah, the Pro is $40, and then they have the regular one, which is like $30. And you can get the in black or pink. I might just get it because I like my Only Care, and my mic is most likely going to die in a few because the piece over here is flashing. Let me see if I can plug it in really quick. Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to see if I can plug this in while I'm just still recording. But I may I may just let me just add it in my cart and do it. Because if I'm getting all of these caps and I know that I like the Only Care, I may just invest in the Pro and the it makes sense, right? Because I know it's useful for myself. Like, I know these are things that I really do like. And the Thera Ice headache stick, bomb, y'all, bomb. I need more. I do need something for my neck. That is something I definitely need, like ASAP. They got a shoulder ice pack compression. I did see that. Oh, they got a Thera Ice sleep mask. They got, wait a minute. They got a back price ice pack. Ah, yes, here it is. The ice pack, reusable gel pack, extra. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this stuff a little bit more for myself because lots of pain and stuff. But I'm gonna slather this on. Show you guys how I do it right now. Just roll this out the way, and I literally just take it in like the tension areas of my neck. I'm probably gonna have to sit up for a few until it dries, but smells so good. I try to go as low as I can and as high as I can without getting it on my hair and on my clothes, but like right here is like a knot. I don't know if you guys can see. These knots are ridiculous, y'all. But I'm probably gonna have to stick this back on my head until I go switch it, just to keep that out of my way. But I'm just gonna sit up and let this dry, and then I'll eventually go switch this before I go to sleep. That lavender, I have the air on, so it's cooling off even more. But yeah, y'all, I have my scriptures printed out, so I'm probably just gonna do all 3 days tomorrow. Just spend the day doing Bible study and reading, because right now, yeah, my head is starting to spin. I'm doing a little too much, and I know I shouldn't do too much, but when I can, I try to do as much as I can, which is not good, but I don't know. Like, having migraines was never something bad, but now it being chronic is like, okay, we're now dealing with like a chronic illness, which I'm not really a fan of. But I will say these Bradwell optics are really great. I have been enjoying them. I'm still, like I said, gonna give it some time to see before I go spend like $50, $60, $100 on some actual prescriptive ones. But I'm not even gonna attempt to read tonight. Like I said, if y'all read A Voice in the Wind, tell me if I'm bugging with that first chapter. If maybe I'm tripping. I will not lie, it is very interesting. But like I said, with the migraine, I'm just like, who is this person and what's going on, and why was these people good? Like, I was gripped. I was intrigued. Like, what's going on? Why all these bodies out here? I was intrigued with the female character and her siblings and her mom and the situation with her brother, and intrigued. But I'm also like, what is going on? And the ending of the first chapter really gripped me with the emotion. But I'm just all over the place right now, mentally and emotionally, with my mind. So I am going to just relax. I'm not even going to play the game. Like, when I say it's hard for me to focus on any type of screens, it really is, and I've been trying my best. I think the only great thing out of having this migraine for 12 days is that I've been writing, or tapping into the writer side of me more. I've written a lot more poems. I've tapped back into writing stories. And yeah, I don't know if I included those clips. Like I said, I've been recording but then deleting clips because I looked crazy and sounded crazy. But I have tapped into writing a Christian fantasy novel and also tapped into writing a Christian contemporary romance. Will I ever share those books? Don't know. I have no idea. I know I definitely want to share the nonfictions with you guys and possibly my poetry book. But the fictions, I don't know. I might just write them and never share them ever. I might write them and I don't know. But I've just been tapping into those portions. And I know November usually is Novel Writing Month. And I actually used to do NaNoWriMo, which I didn't even know this past couple of weeks. I've been researching about it because I used to do it a lot. And I didn't even know it was a whole like big thing with NaNoWriMo. But apparently it came back with NaNoWriMo 2.0. But there's like other national writing events that happen in November. And so I'm going to be partaking in them and attempting to, in November, finish my Christian fantasy novel. It does have, I have titles for both my contemporary romance and my fantasy novel. Yeah, like I said, I'm not doing much, but I'm doing much, and it feels weird that this migraine is tapping, like having me tap back into the writer side of me when all I want to do is read. But it's weird. I don't know. But yeah, I'm missing a slipper. I'm absolutely, I was right here. Yeah, so this stuff, I'm gonna let it cool off. Cool off. What am I talking about? Y'all, I need to go. Um, yeah, water. I think I did most except for two. Didn't do my Bible study, and I did not read a book today. But, I did some writing, so I guess that counts for something. But I'm gonna go turn this light out, rest my eyes. I need to get an eye mask, even though this technically counts because it does go over your eyes like that. But because it's compressing and my eyes already hurt, I don't really want that compression on my eyes. Like literally, the top of my eyelids are sore. Um, and my doctor actually did respond back to my message, but I don't think she realized I had already went to the ER, and so I have to message her tomorrow to let her know I went to the ER. And so basically, I think I said in the earlier clip, it's kind of like a wait and see to see if it was the steroids that had me feeling this way, if it's me getting readjusted to my medication that has me feeling this way, or if it's just that my migraines have escalated and this is just my new norm in a sense. And yeah, so it's just literally a wait and see for the next week or two because it's now been 12 days of this migraine. I went to the hospital on Saturday. It is now Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I went Saturday, got out Sunday morning. So Monday, Tuesday. It's 2 days since being out the hospital. So it's literally like wait and see another week and a half, 2 weeks to see what's going on with me and my migraines, which it is frustrating going through it and having it. Yeah, it's just frustrating. So, you win some, you lose some, and some of them you just gotta sit and wait and see. Um, but even in the midst, I still trust God and I know. And I will say, God definitely has been speaking to me in the midst. God has definitely been revealing Himself to me, and He's definitely been telling me to just trust and rest and allow people to see and help. And one thing I can say is usually, like I mentioned earlier in an earlier clip, when I deal with my migraines, I don't talk about it, especially to my family members. I don't talk about it. Like they see what I show. And usually, like if I'm having a bad migraine, I come in the room, I go in the room, I shut the door, turn the lights out, and I silently cry. Unless they come in the room and ask me what's going on or hear me crying or see me crying, they don't usually know. Um, unless they know like the telltale signs. And so now it's more of a, because you're not opening your mouth and letting people know when you need help, I now have to force you to get the help you need, which it is frustrating because I don't like asking for help. I don't like getting help. I don't like asking for anything. Like I'm definitely a solo dolo type of person. Even if I need help, it's like I know I need help, but I ain't gonna ask type of person. I've always been like that, but considering, I don't even want to say that because that's like an excuse, but considering all the things that I've gone through, it's kind of like one of those walls that I've always kept up in my life, right? And granted, your girl married now, I can't be doing it, right? And I got kids, I can't be doing it, but it's still one of those walls that I've always kind of held on to was I'm gonna do it myself. I ain't gonna ask for help. Can't ask somebody for help. And so with everything that's been going on with my health, it's been like, all right, Lord, I'm tired of being sick. All right, Lord, I'm tired of this happening. But He's like, all right, daughter, I get what you're saying, but you ain't asking for help. All right, daughter, but you ain't listening. So now I'm about to sit you down so that you can get the help that you need, so that people can see and people can actually do what I need them to do for you because you're not listening. So, you know, it's a catch-22 in a sense. Um, so yeah, it is frustrating for sure, especially when your health is being played with, and your health is being touched. But when it comes to migraines, it is a neurological genetic thing, and it is something that you can't really fix per se. Like there are obviously um, things you can do with your diet, things you can, do exercise wise, but it is a neurological thing. It is genetic. And so I did ask my mom if there were like any people on her side or within the family in general from both my family side who dealt with headaches, like really bad headaches, because obviously people never really know what migraines are. They just think they have really bad headaches. And she did tell me some things which kind of clicked. And it's like, okay, because even growing up, I had always had really bad headaches. But again, as you just heard me say, I thought they were really bad headaches. I never really put two and two together of migraines. And I think even in a couple of my older videos and blogs, I talked about having really bad headaches and having to turn the lights off. I need to go back and watch a couple of my videos and see if I can find any of those, because I don't really remember which videos, but I know I've done some reading blogs and stuff where it's like I've had to have the lights off or I've talked about it and it never clicked that I had migraines. I just thought they were really bad headaches, right? And so I wish I would have known as a kid or a teenager that these were migraines. I could have caught it earlier instead of having them escalate. And so, you know, but I'm gonna go. I gotta get up at 6 in the morning to take my son to school. And I typically do that anyway, but for the past 12 days, I have not done it because I've had these excruciating migraines. And so thankfully, I'm blessed to have the support in this house with my family that they've been helping me and assisting me, but I have to do it tomorrow because Babe is unable to, my mother's unable to, and my siblings are unable to. Somebody will be able to pick him up for me, but I'm going to have to be able to do it. And it is very terrifying, but I trust the Lord to get me there and back. I may feel woozy when I get back, but I'm going to make it there. So I am going to knock out, and I will edit this video in the morning. This video will go up sometime Wednesday, but not 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay? But I will chat with you guys in the next video. Saturday's video is going to be that sort of flip through first impressions video of that 8-volume prayer journal set. And then I cannot wait for November because I'm actually excited for the next review product from Crossway. But yeah, that's it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you again for your support, your prayers, your concern. And I pray that everything I say in this video, you guys understand that I'm saying it with love. You understand that I'm saying it from a place, just from a place of love, and that I'm never saying it to be rude, harsh, or anything like that. Like, I'm a normal person. Yes, I am a believer. Yes, I'm a child of God. Yes, I am an evangelist, but I'm also human, and I am experiencing some crazy things, and you guys are witnessing me experiencing these things crazily enough. And I want to share the journey. I want to be as real as possible, and I want to share what I can for keeping certain things to myself. But that is it. I'm gonna go because I feel the pain here, so I'm gonna go switch this cap. This is starting to, yeah, it's dry. So I'm gonna go lay down, and I'll chat with you all in the next one. Bye.